about 5 years ago, I started lake trout fishing through the ice, and I learned a lot over the last 5 years. I'm going to share some of the tips and tactics I've learned with you guys. Right now we are unpacking the truck. We got Reed over here, we got Jake over here. So we're getting all of this gear ready to go because we are actually spending the night on the ice tomorrow. I used to do it all the time back in Wisconsin when I ice fished a lot, sleep it on the ice. Haven't done it out here in Colorado yet, but essentially we got the snowmobile, which is gonna get us out to this spot. We got 2 sleds full of ice fishing gear. And then we have the big sled, which is gonna have all the gear to sleep out there. So we have a bunch of cots. We have a 6-person shack that the 3 of us are gonna sleep in. We have a grill for cooking food. We have 2 coolers full of food, 3 cases of beer, and we're ready to go. So we're getting everything unloaded and ready to go for the morning. Basically, we're gonna just tie everything to the snowmobile, head out. Good morning. So we are out here fishing for the big fish in the shallows. So how I like to start the day off is in the morning as the sun's coming up for the first hour, hour and a half, fish for big fish in like 8 to about 15 feet of water. We're in about 10 feet right here. So what we're using for these bigger fish are just really big tube jigs. These little, the 3 inches is about as small as we'll go, all the way up to the 5.5, 6 inch tubes. Just cut up some sucker meat, just leave it in a strip, hang it off, try to match it up so the sucker meat's about the same size as the tail. And then yeah, I'll run you through the setup on the pole here real quick. So I'm just gonna do the shallow big fish gear review now, and then later in the video I'll tell you what we use for the smaller fish out deep. But basically a lot heavier, bigger rod in the shallows in the morning. You'll see no spring bobber on the tip of this rod. No need for a spring bobber when you're fishing for the big fish. You're never wondering if they hit. You're in shallow water, 8 to 15 feet, so you really don't need the spring bobber. But you do want to hang on, because when they hit, you want to make sure the pole is firmly in your hand. Whenever I've seen people miss the big fish, they're not grabbing the pole heavy enough. So in the deep, we typically finesse fish like that, pistol grip. Always grip it like that when you're fishing in the shallows. Number one, you're going to be ripping on it. It's a lot heavier jigging, heavier action. Make sure you have a good hold on that pole. All my Laker rods have full-size summer reels on them. They all have braid. I run 25-pound braid. There's a lot of reason for that. The biggest reason is no stretching the line. And then on the big poles for the shallow and the big fish, I run a 14-pound fluorocarbon leader. Again, less stretch than mono. It's less visible to them. And 14 pounds is about right for those big fish. And then I also run a barrel swivel even on my shallow rig. What that does is if the fish are being finicky and they don't want to hit a spinning bait, the barrel swivel helps that lure settle down after you've been jigging it and it's been getting twisted in the line. So that barrel swivel can be a game changer. You just have to watch for it. As it comes up, it's actually kind of a good indicator. It lets you know you're getting close and the fish is getting right about to the bottom of the ice, which is typically where people lose those fish. So in shallow water, I do recommend a big hole, as big as you can get it. 8-inch at minimum. I have a 10-inch ion auger, as you can see in the video. So we use the 10-inch holes in the shallow. Out deep, it doesn't really matter as much. But that's basically what we're running rod, reel, line-wise. And then, as I mentioned, in the shallows, we're jigging these really big inch, big 5.5, 6-inch tubes. And then glow is probably my favorite. Otherwise, colors like this one here, it's like a dark green, gray with some red flake in it. That typically works pretty well. And then you're just cutting your sucker meat to fit, so the sucker meat finishes up right about where the tail is, so that they match up. In this video here in the day, we didn't catch any in the shallows, no really big fish. We head out deep here in a little bit, and the action picks up as you'll see, so let's go. Left even more, and out, yep. Right a little bit. Right, hard right. Straight, yep. Straight, keep going. Straight, yep. And stop. It should be right about where the sleds are. Right here. Yeah, bad hook set. There's a nice one too. There's 2 down there. gets it. Yeah, there's 2 of them down there right now. 2 of them. I'm gonna try to switch and get them on this thing. Fuckers. Yeah, once this wind dies next time, let's just put the shack right here.
Out like that.
Yeah.
This flops over.
Yeah.
So just spread this out. Alright, and then pull it to the top corner.
Yeah. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we can go towards you guys a bit more. Right about there. That's about all we got. Actually, you know what? Let's turn it. As you're facing me to your right, just rotate it. Yep. Right there. That's it. So we are all set up. This is home for the entire day today, tonight, and then tomorrow all day. This is what the camp looks like here. Got a 6-person tent where 3 of us are sleeping in. During the day, all 3 of us sat along this edge. We all got our holes around the perimeter. We got a little cooking grill set up over there, heater, Vexilars on each end. Pretty good little system. The palace is set up. We got some soup going. We all got 2 holes, 2 Vexilars. Fish in the bottom. That's a nice one. Ooh. Nicer.
Head shakes, eh?
Oh.
Okay, I like those head shakes.
You chased her up. Oh, get oh, feisty! Oh, he sees the ice. He doesn't want it. Oh, get his head in the hole there. Let him do his little thing there. Oh! Oh! Oh yeah!
Woo! Let's see him, bud. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice one. He gets to go back. I'm a little gets it.
Heck yeah, bud. Ding. Yes, sir.
Oh, look at him. Fatty Bo Daddy, go back and make more. So, what we normally try to do is the really small ones we throw back, and then basically anything over about 22, 24 we throw back. I think this guy's at about 26. There we go. There's the life. Oh, there she goes. Be free.
I mean, another.
That might be an eater. That might be an eater. They're here. Oh, their school is here.
Oh yeah, that's a beauty.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice keeper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is.
And you cut your other line.
Oh no. Let's get that out of there. Oh.
Is that one that gets it again?
Got another eater. That's 3 eaters, 1 too small and threw back, and 1 big and threw back. Not bad. The hot ticket today are these little gets-its. All right, so we're out in the deep here. This spot is an inside corner. One of my favorite topographical things to fish underneath the water. You can get an app like Navionics, a topographical map that you can buy online. There's all kinds of resources to see what the bottom looks like. That really helps you so you don't have to punch so many holes. And then once you punch those holes, you get up on, you get the Vexilar down in the hole there and you figure out exactly where you are, because sometimes those topographical maps aren't exactly correct. I also like to use Basemap. That is another application where once you're on that boulder and you find it with the Vexilar, you mark it, you can go right back to it every time. Typically when I'm fishing for small fish, we'll fish that first hour and a half in the shallows, then we'll move out deep, and then we'll stay deep until about 3 p.m. Around 3 p.m. the bite typically shuts off, and then we'll go back in shallow and we'll fish for the big fish again before dark. But once we get out into the deep spot around 100 feet, the tackle's a little bit different, a little bit lighter of a rod. I still like a pretty stiff rod because you can get bigger fish down the deep, and it's so deep you really want some good backbone to kind of set the hook. Every single one of my rods that I fish with in the deep have a spring bobber because sometimes the bite is super, super light. Sometimes you won't even see the spring bobber move. So that spring bobber is an absolute game changer for fishing in 100 feet of water. Still the same 25-pound braid I use in the shallows. Again, that just makes it so the line doesn't stretch, so you're getting that full effect of the hook set when you're in 100 feet of water. Barrel swivel, absolutely essential. Again, that makes it so that the lure is not twisting when it's all the way down there. Sometimes the fish want it perfectly still, and that barrel swivel makes it so the lure is perfectly still and not twisting at all. And it really helps you improve your hook set because they're not going to accidentally hit the side of it or hit the head of it. They're going to come right over the back of the hook, right where they should. On my deep poles, I run 8-pound fluorocarbon instead of 14 like I do in my bigger fish rods. That 8-pound is about right. You can catch some really big fish on it, and the small fish don't ever detect it. The fluorocarbon hides a lot better than mono and doesn't stretch, so it's a double win there. And then as far as what lures you want to run, there's all kinds of options. Before I go into the lures that we use, I do want to show you what my second pole looks like. So in Colorado, we get to run 2 poles. This is the pole I have in my hand at all times that I'm jigging with, and then I'll typically run a bobber pole. Again, even with my bobber pole, what you're going to see is every single one of my poles has a spring bobber on it. So why do you have a spring bobber on a bobber pole? Well, what I'll do is I will set this bobber so it's about 2 inches off the bottom, and this will be on a slip, right? So sometimes the fish like to chase it, especially with tube jigs. They like to hit it up suspended or chasing it. So I can reel up through the slip bobber, and then when it's free floating in the water column, I still have my spring bobber as a strike indicator. So it's kind of a double bobber system. Same thing, 25-pound braid, barrel swivel, 8-pound fluorocarbon, and then whatever lure you want to run on the bottom. So this is my secondary pole that I run, and the primary pole is the jigging one I just showed you. So now let's get into the lures that I like to use here. So my favorite lures to use for lake trout are definitely these tube jigs here. These are your 3.5 inch length tube jigs. White or silver, and then a dark gray or a dark green with red flake, and then yellow, all yellow. Yellow jig head and yellow tube body are my probably 4 or 5 favorite colors. The tube jigs, they like to hit suspended more than they do off the bottom. They will hit it off the bottom, but they definitely like the tube jigs when they're a little bit more active. Those you just run a piece of sucker meat right even to the tail. Sometimes if they're not liking the tube jig, this little hair jig will get them. I actually hand tied this one. It's just white Marlboro with some peacock in there and some flash on a glow jig, and the glow tends to work really good, especially when you're fishing those deep spots that are 100 feet of water. When they're being a little bit pickier, next I like to go down to these spoons. Pink with gold flake and yellow so pink and yellow are my 2 favorite colors by far. Those they really like to pick up off the bottom or hit sitting still just 2 inches off the bottom. So if I'm running like an automatic fisherman or a jaw jacker, I'll just leave that. I'll either leave it sitting, so if the bottom's the table, the weight is still on the rod, but the hook itself is actually laying on the bottom with a piece of sucker meat, and they'll come and pick it up off the bottom, and then it'll set it off. Or I'll leave it 2 inches off the bottom, and they'll come pick it up. So that's how I like to fish the spoons. Again, they'll chase the spoons, but most of the time they like picking them off the bottom. And then the green. This is like a large version of a teardrop. So we'll like to run like either a fish eye or a minnow tail off the end of this. And the difference between this and a spoon is this sits horizontal. So if you tie your knot right and you keep it up, it'll sit like this in the water. Your hook percentage tends to be a little less just because there's a single hook versus the treble on the spoons. And then most recently we've been having some luck with these little gits. It's just a super mini version of a tube jig. And actually today these were the hot tickets. So the little gitsits, they like them in this white/silver blue color, and then there's like a yellow green that they also tend to like. Again, this is just a little piece of sucker meat, tiny piece of sucker meat that you match up with the level of the tail here. So For catching small fish, you know, in the deep water, these are my go-to baits right here. I mentioned the Vexla earlier, but that is another absolute key piece of equipment for fishing in 100 feet of water. Sometimes they come through in the middle, sometimes they come through in the bottom, sometimes they lay on the bottom. Most of the time, when we're in 100 feet of water, we're actually looking for a false bottom. So it may say 100 feet. Well, what that is 100 feet to the top of the boulders. If they're 8-foot boulders, the actual bottom is 108 feet. So what you're doing is you're kind of going blind down there in the boulders, jigging, and you're pulling up, and you're actually pulling them up out of the false bottom so you can see the hits. Sometimes you can't see the hits, which is why you rely on the spring bobber. So again, these are all just little tips and tricks I've learned from fishing these things for the last 5 years, and it is a ton of fun. Get out there and give it a shot, because there is nothing like catching fish in 100 feet of water, man, especially these Lakers. They put up a really good fight. So they're calling for up to 90 inches of snow in Estes, which is on the other side of this mountain here. The front range is getting pounded. There's nobody out here, which is awesome. They're all afraid of the storm. We came out, we're catching fish, we're having a good time, but it's rolling in. Check this out. Pretty much white out. Danny, I'm about to dive down this hole. Oh, there he is. Oh, easy now.
Perfect eater. Perfect eater. Team effort.
Dinner.
Yeah. I didn't even have to get up.
Danny.
Oh, what a beauty.
What a beauty.
Good luck already, Danny.
Put that one in the freezer.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a nice eater.
That one goes straight to the.
All right.
Probably won't even hit the freezer. We're probably gonna eat it tonight.
Make it through the door.
So you whacked it.
Oh yeah.
Nice toss. I definitely just stood on top of this lighter, so. Oh no. Good job, Reed.
Danny, we'll try to keep Logan in check, but no guarantees, okay?
Fish down there. Fish down there, Jake. Fish down there. Yep.
I know it. You can do it, you can.
Oh, there's a fish. He's on you, Logan.
Yeah.
Get him!
Hit it, you little bastard.
Danny, you know what? You just gave us all the luck we needed.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
Stay on the phone, Danny. Don't breathe. I got one staring at me. Got him! Yeah, baby! Woo!
Are you rolling?
Danny, you're a freaking good luck genius.
Hey, someone just gotta mix it up a little.
That's another, I think,
That made another.
that might be an eater. That might be an eater. They're here. Oh, their school is here.
Oh yeah, that's a beauty.
Oh, yeah?
That's a nice keeper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is!
And you cut your other line.
Oh, no! Oh. Let's get that out of there. Oh,
That on the gets it again?
oh, yeah. Oh, my God, this thing is...
Those fuckers on.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. What color you want? I got white. He's got the gray one, and you want the green one?
This guy wasn't sure, though. He took some coaxing and convincing. Danny, do not hang up. It will be bad luck.
Is that one an eater?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We don't have that much lake trout. I think we only have 2 left.
Danny, we've literally caught more while you've been on the phone than we have the rest of the time combined.
Same amount. Same amount.
Yeah, same amount.
Alright.
But you're getting into them.
And, well, because you're on the phone now. See, if you can't be here... And I just pulled your move. I just whacked the fish.
You whacked him?
I whacked him.
Good job.
Well, you're not here to whack them, so someone's got to do it.
Somebody's gotta whack him.
I never put it through the eyelets. I just tied it. Real. Yeah! Dude, that's the one.
I knew he was with me. I knew it. And I didn't feel him. You're right. He was just with the bobber.
Attaboy, Jake. He's on the board!
There we go! Woo! Little guy.
Fucking nice.
He's going home. Fucking on the
Think so?
spoon. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I think that's
That's an eater.
I think I'd put that
I mean,
on some
I'm
toast.
hungry.
I'd put that on some toast. That's what I'd do.
Well, honestly, that's the first bite I've really noticed. Because my bobber was just kind of fucking around in the hole. I'm like, what's going on there? And I looked, or I lifted up and didn't feel anything, but then I saw it fucking around again, so I just set the hook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and the bobbers, you just pick up and rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the pliers?
Right here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
Nice one.
That's small.
Looks solid. Huge. Looks like it's got some loins on it. Oh! Yeah, buddy. Baby head shakes. A spoon, huh?
Decent. Oh yeah.
Nice little keeper. Got him?
Oh,
I got somebody else's line
Whose
too.
line did I get?
Oh, that's a travesty. We'll let him flop around. It'll just make it worse.
You got my bobber line. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Here, Jake, I got it. You stay down.
Get him. Going on this one.
They're all over down there, dude. Oh, no.
Oh, it was on my line. Damn it.
Oh, they're almost done. Oh, yeah, baby. Smoky in here. Smells delicious. So we watched the storm roll in. And it's just hitting us right now. Sideways snow. Complete whiteout. Freaking cool. Alright, we got the camp set up here. We got 3 cots in the shape of a triangle. Just like that. The center of the triangle's hangout spot, fireplace. We got 2 heaters to kick on, one to a propane outside, one is just on the small containers. That's our grill. That's where we're cooking. Got the beers around the outside of the tent. Got the clothes hanging. The other thing that's nice is you get a lot of condensation when you sleep inside a shack. And the low point here is where it's going to drip if the condensation gets bad. So the fact that the condensation will be dripping here into the middle where there's nobody or nothing is ideal. Well, good morning. We got some coffee going on the grill. We are trying to thaw out the zippers. They got completely frozen and locked us in. Jake got this one open and outside. It is complete and total whiteout. Can't see anywhere, so pretty cool. So we got a good breakfast and some coffee. Now we're packing up the cots and getting the chairs back out to do some fishing. It is a absolute whiteout out there. I'm talking white.
Now, Jake, if you feel a lot of
Yep.
resistance,
I know.
let her go.
But I'd try to beat him up if you can.
I know, but I also want to be aware of something.
Because he's over.
Oh, right here. It's a fatty, dude.
Fucking fatty.
That's a big female.
Yeah, we'll let her go.
For sure.
You guys want to get a picture with
Yeah, I do.
First fish of the day on the board. Look at that fatty boy daddy. Yeah, fucking big
What a
female.
beaut, dude.
Gold. Yeah, dude. Little draggy drag. There's more down there still, too. Is that a nice one? Feels like it, looks like it. That noodle pull always deceives me, though.
Looks a little better than some of the other ones.
You need a fish grabber over there, buddy?
No, I got it. GoPro or no? Pro or no?
I got it on.
Oh yeah.
Better yet, the other one was running. Oh yeah! Another piggy!
Freaking lined it.
Another piggy!
You touched my line!
Those are the good eaters, those silver ones like that.
Yep.
He might be a bit big though.
No, he's fucking perfect.
I think that's a perfect one.
That's like 19 incher.
There you go. Drop that Vexy back in there so I can see what's going on down there. There's still fish down there, I know that. Oh yeah. They're still stacked up in there. There we go. Eat or fish. Come on, get up through this hole.
Oh.
Mini head shakes.
Woo! 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 Nice eater. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm hard! Oh, he hammered it. Absolute Crushville. I didn't even feel it on the spring bobber. I just felt
Let's
it.
see him, bud.
Oh.
Oh, perfect eater.
Back straps. Yeah, buddy. Saw that fucker pop up on the old radar. Just right off the bottom.
So I honestly, mine was just laying on the bottom, and then when I saw him on the graph, then I pulled up, and I got him to chase about 3 feet off, and then he just nailed it.
Yeah, they're chasing those spoons. Wow, that's a nice one.
Oh yeah, nice eater.
Is that a female?
I'd throw that back.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit of a thicker female. Oh man, fucking. I got.
Doesn't look like a. Well, it doesn't look pregnant to me at least.
That's definitely a female.
How do you know?
Look at its belly.
And what do you think?
It's a female. I mean,
Female?
if it was a male, it's keeper size, but just big enough to tell.
It's just so rough. Like, I would hate to be a couple where you get ripped up 100 feet and then rocketed down a fucking hole.
I'd rather be rocketed down a hole than smacked in the face with pliers and thrown in a snowbank. Touche.
Beauty.
A dark one.
Yeah, that's a darkie.
Wow. That's a good pickup.
See ya, buddy.
Say go.
There you go. Oh yeah, no, he's gone. All right, we are wrapping it up. There's a second push of snow coming that's supposed to go until 7 p.m. and we're hoping we can make it back to Denver here before they close the passes and everything. We caught 7 yesterday, 5 today in the morning here, before right around noontime, and now we're packing up. We're heading out, trying to beat the snow.